So somebody asked me, oh man, somebody asked me a question, and it was a good question. So if you guys, I just want to put it out there, if you guys got any questions, specifically, I don't know if y'all can see this, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in. We got Squirrel Tribe down here, like she's one with the ocean. She's just loving it out here. She said, my only request for today was to see the water. Well, I guess she wanted to feel the water also. So she got her wish. But I had a question that was asked, and it was, Kevin, I want to start a YouTube channel, and I want to start a YouTube channel, a cooking channel, so that I can teach people how to cook. And also, ultimately, I believe it was show people how to prepare meals relatively inexpensively and on a budget. And ironically, here we are at the Crab Trap restaurant. I don't know if you guys ever visited the Crab Trap, but obviously they cook and they serve some delicious food. Check out the mahi mahi. It's amazing. And so it got me thinking, because it's not just people individually that want to create these YouTube channels and provide this information, this content for others that can be very helpful and very beneficial, but it's also businesses and companies that I actually got a chance to meet. If you guys get a chance to go check out on YouTube, search up Smoking and Grilling with AB. Cool guy that we met in Los Angeles at Vid Summit last year, and he's got a cooking channel. He's killing it on YouTube with his cooking channel.
What's good, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Smoking and Grilling with me, AB. Now look, this is like really seriously like I'll just say a real requested video. Everybody been asking.
And hang on one second. You want to be in it? Okay. So he's got a, check this out. This is something you'll see all the time. Normally it's the fighter jets, but this one looks like a pretty big private jet. Well, you'll see these out here all the time. And so Smoking and Grilling with AB, cool guy. He's got a few restaurants. I think he's got a TV show coming out, and he uses YouTube as a way of creating content showing how he prepares meals and he cooks and different things like that. And honestly, now granted, I saw him actually, it was pretty cool because he had his editor there with him at Vid Summit. We were sitting in the lobby, well, not in the lobby, but we were in the back of the hotel right by the conference rooms, and we were eating lunch, or about to eat lunch, because they were serving Beast Burgers, Mr. Beast Burgers. So if you ever get a chance to get a Mr. Beast Burger, please give it a try. It's a damn good burger. But with that being said, go ahead and make sure you're near a bathroom when you're done. So anyway, using YouTube as a platform to create content, to share information is great, but cooking is much like any other channel. So if I had to break it down in simplest form, I'm going to create my Gmail account. I'm going to create a dedicated email address specifically for the YouTube channel, and then I'll register that as a business with Gmail. Then from there, I will log into YouTube. Let the FedEx guy let me by. I'll log into YouTube, and create a channel. I think it ought to be automatically be created at that point, but if not, you just, on the top right corner, you just click on create a channel. This is obviously on a desktop. If you're on a mobile, it's a little different. I prefer to set up my channels on desktop. My opinion, YouTube Studio app is much more effective and user-friendly on desktop than mobile. Mobile leaves much to be desired. So anyway, that's what I would do. And from there, so I got my email set up, I got my channel rolling, and from there I'm gonna optimize. If you guys have been members of the network, links in the description. If you're members of the network, then you know exactly what I mean when I say optimize, and how to optimize a channel correctly from the start to make sure you get maximum reach and maximum exposure. And also you want to set yourself up for maximum CPM when it comes time to get paid and ad revenue. But after that, it's very easy, very simple. I'm going to create content. Now, creating the content is going to be, it's a work in progress, okay? Because you got to realize that day one, YouTube doesn't know who you are. YouTube doesn't know the content that you're going to create. YouTube doesn't know the audience that you should have. So you're going to be working with a little bit of sweat equity. Actually, I saw a TikTok or YouTube short of a young lady, and she was complaining that she got paid every 3 weeks. But what she didn't understand, what she didn't realize, was she was on a 2-week pay period cycle.
I thought I was gonna get paid today because I get paid bi-weekly, which I was like, oh, every 2 weeks. So I go up to my boss and I'm like, hey, so like, I just wanted to know like at what time I'm gonna get paid today, like, you know, through direct deposit. And she was like, well, you get paid for every 2 weeks that you work. And I was like, yeah, I've worked two weeks. And she's like, well, you get paid on the following Friday after the 2 weeks that you work. And I was like, so like I'm getting paid next Friday? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, so I get paid every 3 weeks? And she's like, no, you get paid for every 2 weeks that you work. But basically, I get paid after 3 weeks. So I'll be working for 3 weeks, and on the end of the 3rd week, I'll get paid for the past 2 weeks. And I'd like have no money, and I'm just pissed. So I'm gonna have to ask my dad if he can pay my phone bill because I literally have $0.
So she would work 2 weeks, and then the following week she would receive her paycheck, which honestly, I don't even think that that's actually accurate, because then you wouldn't receive another paycheck for 2 weeks after that. So anyway, the simple fact of the matter is when you work a normal job and you're on a pay period, if you work Monday through Friday and you get paid on a Friday, don't expect the paycheck on that Friday. It's always going to be retroactive. But at the end of the day, you're actually working towards the payout, towards the goal in the future. It's not immediate. But at least with a regular job, a W-2 job, you know that it's almost guaranteed. It's legally, they have to pay you. With YouTube, your pay is immediately going to be more than likely in the form of views. So you got to realize the first few videos that you make, the views are not guaranteed. YouTube doesn't know who you are yet. They haven't ranked you in the algorithm. They haven't assigned an audience to you yet. So just know that when you first start making videos, probably very few people are going to see them unless you have great optimization, which is something we cover in the network. Now, once you start getting on track and start getting an audience and start getting some feedback, then it'll be easier to fine tune and cater the content to your audience, to their specific interests, perhaps what ideas, what foods, what recipes, there's a whole lot of factors that are involved here. You guys can see this. I don't know if you can see it, but these sunglasses, these Costa Recons they're polarized, so I can't actually see the screen when I'm recording. So I hope it's still recording. So I can see why Squirrel Tribe really wanted to come out here today. It's beautiful. I think it's like mid 60s, and it's great. It's not, it's not water I want to get in, but you can see there's some people out there in the water. So once you put the sweat equity in and you start getting ranked in YouTube, it'll be easier to start getting the views. And then from there, if you're paying attention to the content you're creating and the feedback you're getting, if you're looking at your analytics and if you're analyzing the data, then you should be able to pull apart what's working and what's not. And if you don't know how to do that, well, feel free to hit me up. So it's as simple as that. The hardest part probably for most people is starting. So that's why I like to just go ahead and get it done and just do it. And then from there is perhaps maybe staying consistent. But that's just a matter of turning the camera on and pressing record and then just doing it on a regular basis. Perhaps maybe even sometimes when you don't really want to, and just getting it done. But I've seen not a million, like literally, but I've seen a lot of cooking channels, and they all tend to do relatively well. They find their space, they find their niche, they find their little pocket. This is actually the backside of Crab Trap. If you guys ain't never been here, come check it out. They find their little pocket, and I tell you what, cooking channels are easier than what I'm doing now. One, my shoulder is burning, it's on fire, because I got my Sony ZV-1 and it is much heavier than my Samsung Galaxy S20, which I'm actually thinking about trading in my Samsung Galaxy S20 for S23 Ultra, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll switch to iPhone. Maybe I'll go iPhone 14 Pro Max. But this camera is much heavier, but I do like it, and I like to use it, and I like to switch it up. And that's the other thing. You don't always need like the craziest, most expensive, high-tech technology and equipment. You can literally just use a camera phone or a cheap point and shoot with record. And it's easier though, because walking around here, people are like seriously looking at me like, who is this guy? And what is he doing? Who's he talking to? What's he talking about? But literally, the hardest part is just staying consistent and hammering them out. But what's most important is, one, making the content for sure. And then number two is optimizing to make sure that you're continuously growing and improving with each new upload so that your channel can grow and you can have the success that you're after. But if you're not thinking about starting a YouTube channel on cooking, you could start a YouTube channel where you just walk the beach and show the scenery. And just like, take people on a trip, take people on a vacation. People need a vacation. Sometimes they just need a getaway from time to time. And this is not a bad way of doing it. And also a great write-off, because you can write off, as a business, you can write off your travel expenses and your equipment and different things like that. So just something to think about. But either way, it's not hard. The easiest, I don't want to sound like cliche, but honestly, like the easiest way to start a channel on YouTube is literally just to start it. It sounds very simple and elementary, but honestly, it is just that easy. And then there's a million ways that you can go about it from there, and different resources that are available. But I don't mind for anybody who's a member of the network and wants to talk about it, talk about their channels in particular and specifically, and ways to improve. By all means, come on over and check us out. How was it?
Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, perfect. If I'd had a towel, I would have sat down and taken a nap.